Okay, so hi everybody, and it's a pleasure even today to be here with you. And we are going to start with module 5. This module today is going to be held by Laurinas, who is here with us for lower dance school, for the lower dance school. And I'm gonna give him now the floor so that he can show us the lesson for today. Thank you, Laurinas.
Thank you, Marco. Hello, everybody who will be watching it recorded, and hi, Valentina. It's nice to see you nearly in every video conference because I'm not present in every, so I believe you are. I'm really curious a bit. Could you, in a sentence, tell me your background? How are you related to artistic practices, if you are? If not, it's fine. In order for me to, while I will be explaining the exercises, yeah, maybe have some sort of comments to make a link, direct link, yeah, to practices or work you are doing. So I would appreciate that.
Yeah. Hi, good morning. Ciao. I'm not a practitioner in the sense that I'm not a dancer, but I work for a dance company, and I used to work for a dance company and dance theater company back in the time. So I'm dancing myself, not in because I like it, because I think it's very good for your body, for your mind, for your health, but I'm not doing it a profession out of it.
Okay. So the dance still is always around you, and you can probably experience and see various
Yeah,
practices when other choreographers or dancers are doing while they create one or another thing, which is really
yeah,
interesting. So basically, the whole career and my practice is based on what I've experienced previously as an artist, as a dancer. First, as a dancer, because I began in my teens as a break dancer, b-boy, inspired from videos, etc. So it's really was captivating and interesting for myself. And the reason I'm also mentioning it, and I try to mention it always, because uh, hip hop subculture and breaking is one part of it, was actually happening when the environment was really hush back in the days. And the way the whole artistic practice, social practice became available for the larger communities, it's because of these harsh environments also. And there is the topic of inclusion, the topic of empowerment is really, really kind of coded within the whole practices and in the dance and the culture in general. So I was also growing in a normal kind of community, but I was a really active child in a more negative way. So I was trying to reach my goals by I don't know, taking over or sometimes bullying others, etc. But when I discovered breaking and this subculture, and I will today also talk about few exercises, few codes within which are hidden within the dance of breaking. Um, I will talk about them a bit later. Yeah, so when I started it, it right away took my attention 100% because it was athletic for me as a boy. So it has athleticism, and I believe that practices which I do attract youth and youth from different disadvantaged backgrounds who might have experienced violence previously, who were probably who had to fight for themselves, because I've also been working in jails with kids in foster kids home who live in this kind of harsh environments, and they don't particularly have social skills how to how to prove their value, how to prove their point, and it goes a lot of the times towards the violence or fighting or arguing, etc. So when I started also taking part within breaking, like as a occupation for myself, like on a daily basis, as a teenager, so I started discovering this physicality, and also the practice helped me to ventilate, to direct my also emotions, and also physical everything what I had inside me into the physical artistic way. At the beginning it was like artistic, but also physical activity, which I think it's really important. And later on, I've learned different kind of backgrounds, that there were gangs, fights, who were fighting against each other and trying to prove they were losing, to prove their point. They were losing their classmates who were dying because someone stabbed or killed other ways. And this kind of eventually gang meetings evolved into non-contact, non-physical practices, which later on developed into the dance form, which still is being practiced now. And me as an artist, I know, knowing those backgrounds, it worked for me also as a context um, to be not to be more interested, but to share the idea that the art and this particular tool and dance form, it comes out of those harsh environments, and it's easier to relate for youth who are living in this kind of environments, because they are surrounded by sometimes violence, sometimes lack of attention, lack of tenderness, etc., etc. So it's really, and in this point, I felt like practicing with youth, and I will show you later on one video from my practice in prison with young inmates when we do our work. Artistic work and physical work with them, how they also find a way to relate to that. Yeah, so this background I always, and this context, this hidden codes I incorporate in my artistic practice. Of course, it depends on the group of people whom I'm working with, because during the practice I work with many kind of ages and experiences, etc. But for the beginning, I would like to introduce few exercises which we do, which I do when I start with a new group, and it's also really interesting for youth, for kids, especially to get to know each other at the beginning. Yeah, because at the beginning we don't know each other, we don't know names, we kind of afraid of each other a bit, so we start. How to start to know each other at the beginning. So of course, since I'm alone in the room, it will be a bit difficult to see and to feel, but I made some drawings, and I will share some rhythms also, and step by step. So hopefully we will be able to grasp a bit and feel how it could go with people around us. So basically the game aims, I learned it from artists, from actors, this game which teaches us concentration. So talking about people in this kind of environments, we know that the concentration is really important, and to pass the message to each other, the concentration, the ability to listen to each other, not to interrupt, to be also sensitive for the message, for the information coming to each other, also important, and to be to show the clear direction or clear way of what I want to say. So in this playful game, we are learning this kind of capacities for youth, and it also breaks the boundaries. What we feel breaks the boundaries in the very beginning of the practice, artistic practice, and we get to know each other. So it's so I will go through step by step, and you can, if you want, you can feel the rhythm with me, or do together in your mind, or whichever way you feel comfortable. So the beginning, we are standing in the circle with people. So usually it depends on the number of participants. So we stand in the circle, close to each other. So we form the circle around. Can you hear me from here? Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you. So we can do that as well from. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You
Yes,
can
but
do whatever I am doing, it's participatory. Yes. You
okay,
can
but
practice.
okay, but yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, I never done it alone, so it's a
Okay.
bit strange, but I will do my best to
Okay.
share the idea. So we are standing in the circle with everyone, and we are creating several rhythms with it. So first, what I'm trying to introduce to people. So since I'm coming also from street styles, from hip hop community, so we do a lot of grooves within the artistic practice, which is not so common. For instance, if we talk about the contemporary dance, so we do a lot of bounce. So, and we start the rhythm, bounce, bounce. So at the beginning, it's really important to find the same pace, like everyone at the same point, and you bounce, 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 and we start finding the one common rhythm all together. And then I start to introduce step by step the game. So first moment is we're gonna use our arms, and we're gonna do 2 claps into our knees on the same bounce, and bounce, bounce, clap, bounce, bounce, clap. So I'm bouncing, bounce, bounce, and clap. So at the same time, I'm doing 2 things. Yes, I'm bouncing, and I'm doing with my arms, bounce, bounce, clap, bounce, bounce, clap, and I never stop bouncing. Yes, and never stop bouncing. So that's the first part. So meanwhile I'm doing this. Since I've mentioned that we're learning names, so for instance, I am the leader. So we choose the leader who starts the game at the beginning. So I'm the leader, and the thing is that during those 3 times, so 1, 2, 3, and there's a fourth, we're gonna direct to another person. So I'm telling you now right away. So there will be a 4, yeah, just directing to another person. So now I'm directing into Marco. Yes. So during those 3, so 1, 2, 3, yes. So I'm telling my name. So Laurinas, Laurinas, Laurinas. Yeah. Laurinas, Laurinas, Laurinas. Laurinas, Laurinas, Laurinas. So, and everyone else around in the circle, they're repeating my name. So we're doing the same. So we are bouncing, yes. And we're doing Laurinas, Laurinas, Laurinas. Laurinas, 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 pose. Laurinas, 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 pose. Laurinas, 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 pose. So without the 4th, now is difficult. So I'm introducing 4. So 4th count. So first 3 is my name, yes? So we are telling names, and we are using our body, which we have to coordinate. Bouncing, we have to coordinate our arms. So this one is already challenging for some of the people. For myself, the coordinating different body parts, even though I've been dancing for a while, it's really hard if it's coming not from my head. If someone gives me new information, it's really hard for me to 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 do it. So it's already in this playful game we're learning how to recognize which body parts are listening to us, which not. And through that, by witnessing different kind of challenges from the participants, we can already start talking about differences, about similarities, why one body part wants to listen, the other one doesn't, the habits, how to break the habits, because we have, most of us, especially dancers, have habit to use one part of the body or one direction more than the other one. So it's really the information and the practice is here. So the number 4 is name whom I direct. So in my case, I will direct to Marco. So I will do Laurinas, 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 Marco, and then Marco takes over and will pass to another person. So you can pass me back for now, okay? But everyone in the room has to continue the same pattern all the time. So if I'm the leader, I'm telling my name, everyone is telling my name. And when I pass to Marco, Marco takes over, you're taking over, and you're just continuing this part, physical part continues all the time. Yes? So we are clapping, sending. 2 in the knees, 1 here and front. Tap, tap, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then really directing 2. Bam, 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 4. Bam, 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 4. Bam, 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 4. Laurinas, 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 Marco. Marco, 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 Laurinas. Laurinas, 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 Marco. Marco, 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 Laurinas. Laurinas, 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 Marco. Marco, 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 Laurinas. Laurinas, 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 Valentina. Valentina, 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 Laurinas. Laurinas, 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 Valentina. Valentina, 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 Marco. So, and I already see, looking at Marco, of course, it's the first time that the misalignment with words and with a simple choreography is already like not matching. And it becomes really funny with playing with youth, and it breaks this kind of authority, also different kind of authority levels. And yeah, it's really, really funny. So I made this kind of drawing. It probably will be words not in the right direction, but we're standing. So, and we are sending. This one sends there, and I decide where to send further. And this kind of direction is traveling all over the participants. Yeah. So the important things what we are learning, like names of each other, it can be transformed, this kind of activity, it can be transformed into names, into attributes, different kind of I don't know, hairstyles, whatever. Yeah, whichever thing about the person or about the group we want to learn, and it has the possibility to develop or expand or change this kind of games. Also, which is really important part in this warm-up exercise, is eye contact, because it's always to be directive where I'm sending. Because in acting and also in dance, in the performative arts, we have to send the energy towards towards the audience or towards our colleague or towards other actor, for instance. So what we tend to see quite a lot of the times, that when people are doing, they are focused to, for instance, physical, and they forget, and then they start shooting whatever. So it's really important to keep it slow pace at the beginning, then direction, right direction, where you're pointing out, planning ahead. Also, another important topic, the planning ahead. So I'm not only waiting, but I'm already planning. What if I get the name towards me? I am already kind of have the plan where I will pass it. And the game also important is the development of the group. So it's not only about me to save me, but also not to ruin the other one. The situation of the other one, because we were also sometimes it becomes really energetic and competitive, and it like you're setting the traps, but it's not about that. It's about the being and helping another one to prepare. That's why you already even have this direct eye contact with the game. Like, I will send you, and then I watch the other person and expect what if the other person will send it to me. So working as a group is really important. So even though I'm a person, single person with individuality, I am looking for a group support, and the group supports the individual. So this is also topics when you start as a game, as artistic game, it has kind of nothing in relation to some sort of inclusion, but this kind of part, and when you start overlapping with social topics, it does help, and it breaks the boundaries also among the participants. And I will just improvise continuously how I would develop this kind of name exercise into more artistic or more physical activity. So it has, in this exercise, we have some sort of choreography of simple gestures, which can be changed in any direction which participant or artist would love to. So I'm using bounce, yes, from my background. I'm using also what I didn't mention, but I use rocking. So yeah, I do lean front, because yes, I do rock a lot in my dance. It comes from hip hop and breaking. So meanwhile I'm bouncing, I'm also doing rocking. Yeah, so from the game, we're gonna go later on. So I'm also using my arms by clapping. And then we can clap to other body parts and use as a body massage or body percussion as an exercise. Also, we can experience play with a soft, very gentle touches, look at the body parts which are more often to be touched, or to make it more rough and feel the burning sensation, yes? And then we can also talk after that about this touch and touching and not touching each other. And I'm coming back to the exercise. Laurinas, Marco, Valentina, Laurinas. Back to bounce, just percussion. Yes? So I'm skipping the exercise and I'm just doing rockings. So playing with the rockings to the different kind of directions, introducing again clapping or body percussion, and then we can build little by little improvised choreography with the participants. So during the practice, I try to overlap things. Not to talk too much, sometimes, talking, but also trying more to overlap with the artistic or more physical, relatable activities that help me as a participant of the practice to recognize and to dive in and to become, to become welcome, to feel welcome within this practice. So without any further explanation, I just continued. I skipped this name exercise and I continued right into the direct physical activity, basically. So instead of starting, okay, we're gonna learn bounce now as a movement and step, and this is part of the dance, and it has to be done in this or that way, particular way. I'm skipping this explanation way. I'm through the game already doing it, because I've also noticed, because when students come to the dance class and they start to think about how it's supposed to be done, it's much more difficult than you just right away start doing it without explanation. Sometimes it just happens. So because we have natural habits in our bodies, in our experiences, and it's also for me as an artist, as a teacher, easier and also very nice piece of time to learn about the participants, about their habits, to see the habits, to see what's working, what's not working, without even talking about that. So through that, I'm trying to overlap and introduce the physical form with the idea what it's going to be. So talking about rocking, another really choreographer artist who does inspire me from her practices is Anna Vanderbroek, choreographer, famous, and one of her works was on rocking or leaning, that in some cultures simple rocking helps for you to calm down the body. So she did an artistic research just on simple rocking, leaning back and forth, and this piece of information also opened up for me like many things and ideas what rocking in hip hop, for instance, means. It's not only just for fun, but it has some sort of inside and spiritual also, and inside energetic. It creates this kind of sensation which somehow makes you calmer or supportive to each other, because it's been done in the community, more or less to support, to give the energy and to receive the energy. So when you, for instance, see someone mourning, like to calm yourself down, we tend to we tend to somehow move a bit, and it usually relates to different simple or side to side or front and back. So this piece of information for me also helped to look at this simple tool as rocking, as leaning to the sides in a much broader sense and way, which has different kind of codes within ourselves already. Also being in mother tongue, because she was always like a baby child, and etc. Yes. So that's about the first exercise, which I called like learning names or rocking and learning names. So we can give a name for it, any kind of name for this kind of practice. So maybe you guys have any comment or question before I move to another, a bit funnier exercise. And which I will introduce. With Marco we were doing, I think I'm trying to remember, but we'll see.
No, I don't have any questions, because I think it was a very simple exercise, and it was very fun, and it was very clear for me how it can really get you in the moment, or get the participants involved, because I was feeling very involved too, like with the names and going back and forth, even if it was just the two of us, but it was like there was a connection there, so you can see how you can break barriers. So it's okay for me. I don't know if Valentina has some questions.
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay.
Great.
Oh, there's another participant who's coming. Okay.
Okay, so let's wait for the connection, and
yes, so that we can start with another exercise. Hello, Noemi.
Hello.
Hello. We have already started with some exercises. I told everybody that today Laurinas is going to hold our session, and we already started with some exercises, but he's going to show us other ones.
Okay, so I will continue then. We were practicing one simple exercise, and in this part of our session I am sharing the background of my artistic practice and of my pedagogical practice, and what we are learning through that pedagogical experience through the artistic practice. Yes, what we can learn directly or indirectly while we're doing one or the other exercise. So first exercise was aiming for this kind of topics like learning names, breaking the boundaries within the groups, how to share and how to share the eye contact directly, right away with the precision, the physical direction, to be attentive, the microclimate of the group. Mercury attendance. Okay, so this kind of topics, while doing the actual physical activity. So second exercise and game, which I learned in Iceland from a nice group of actors. They taught me and my colleagues while we were there in the residency. It's very similar, but it has different physicalities in it, different rhythms, and it more relates to also artistry, fun, concentration, and all of that. What is helpful for the actual physical practice. For me as a dancer, all those attributes is really important. Attention, understanding my body in space, body in time, rhythm, directions, etc. So by this kind of exercises, we are learning those capacities. So we are, the beginning will be similar rhythm, different word, which is more funny with youth is especially. So we are saying like kumba. That's our base. It's kumba, kumba, kumba. So physical, we can stand, we can also rock. So for me, it's really funny when I can rock. I can also add those claps to my knees if I want, but I can just simply say kumba, 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 kumba. Rhythm, spoken word, which also comes from hip hop or rap or rhyme. So I'm simply saying kumba, 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 kumba. So we are telling it on every count like a metronome. So we have one pattern of the musicality. Kumba, 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 kumba. And we as a group standing in the circle. So we are standing again in the circle. Yes, I'm showing that we are standing in the circle. I will show you, explain a bit about later on about this, what I have a drawings here to understand, but I will show it again later. So we are standing in the circle of people again. Yes, around, I'm surrounded with, not surrounded, but I'm part of the circle, and we are in the circle, standing in the circle with other participants. So in this case, what will be important to imagine for you that I'm standing here and I have people nearby. So because people nearby will have their particular role in this game. So I will have my role, those who are standing nearby will have their role at particular moment, and those who are standing near them, so two people nearby will have their role. And when we have a circle, a group of people, so I'm the center, and those who are standing nearby will have the role, and those who are standing next, second in the row after me, so I'm the center, then first and the second, okay? So we can see it like to the side, 1, 2, and 1, 2, and this circle goes on. So the first rhythm which I'm learning and giving, and I probably noticed that some physical activity does help me as a person. So to memorize easier. So now while I'm talking, I'm also researching my physical involvement into something. So bouncing or having this kind of rhythm does help me to continue with something what I wanna say or do. That's my probably natural habit, which helps me to sustain the flow. So kumba, 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 kumba. So we have this kind of rhythm. Second, like a tool of the game or bit of information is bunny bunny. So we have the twice faster bunny bunny. So what we are doing, I'm doing bunny 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 bunny. Yeah, so it's twice faster, and as the same like with the previous game where we were sending directly to another person. So we are sending the information. We are sending the the leadership to another person with another tool, with another way more funny. So bunny, 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 and I'm pointing to now to Marco again. Yes, bunny, 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 bunny. And the rest of the group, they're still continuing. They're doing kumba, 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 bunny, 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 kumba, kumba. Since I'm doing myself only alone, it interrupts the previous rhythm. But when we are in the group, the bass is there. Everyone is doing kumba, kumba, as a crowd, as a circle, as a gang. They're doing this kind of. And one leader who decides to continue to proceed with the game, same with directing the names. For instance, it's me now, so everyone is doing kumba. We are observing what's happening around, and I decide to continue. So I start bunny, 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 and then the other person, bunny, 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 then he takes over and he starts bunny, bunny, and sends to another one. And this bunny, bunny travels around the circle without interruption. The group is doing constantly kumba, 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 and then yes. Thank you, Marco. And then I'm bunny, 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 and then you again back to me. And this bunny, bunny travels around. So with what we have, it's already a lot of fun with youth playing this kind of two simple things. And we have two rhythms, yes, on every count, and then twice faster. So we're learning same directions, break the boundaries, choreography, rhythm, etc.
Laurinas, I wanted to step in saying that, of course, since Noemi just joined, that of course everybody who wants to try the exercises with us is welcome to do it or to join in. And I also encourage the people that will be watching this to stand up and try what Laurinas is doing and participate as well.
Yes, thank you, Marco, because it's really important, and it really changes the understanding differently, because the body reacts differently on each person. For instance, when we started doing first game, we were doing simple tasks, and we were telling the name and physical activity. It's already like there's misalignment. So there's the way to learn, to practice, and to understand, and we can learn a lot about our bodies before we go into the real situation with the real people. So continuing with the exercise, so we have two rhythms now and two tempos, kumba, and we have bunny bunny. So it gets funnier. The third rhythm and physical activity is tiki-taki. Tiki-taki, tiki-taki. So the tempo is the same like bunny bunny. yes, because it's the same amount of syllables. So bunny, 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 and also tiki-taki, tiki-taki. Yeah, the physical activity of tiki-taki. So we're doing tiki-taki, 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 tiki-taki. Yeah, so it's very simple, Mark. Since you are doing, so let's try. Tiki-taki, like a SpongeBob. Tiki-taki, tiki-taki. Yeah, nice. So when it happens, so we have the bass around the room. So kumba, kumba, kumba. Someone starts bunny, 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 and that bunny, bunny travels around the room, right? So when I start bunny, bunny, I start bunny, bunny, and I send to another person. So the other person, for instance, in front of me, right? This is the person, and two on the sides, they start doing tiki-taki, and the one whom I sent to, the bunny bunny in the middle, he continues. He passes the bunny bunny to another one, but those nearby, at the same time, they turn to the middle, and they kind of interrupt that person. So I am doing this kind of the bunny bunny and sending to another person, and those who are standing nearby, they at the same time, when they see that bunny bunny came to the center, they turn to the person who is doing bunny bunny, they tiki taki, and then again kumba, kumba, kumba. So everyone, every participant, after they did their task, whether it's bunny bunny or tiki-taki, they are coming back to the base. So the group, the all group, they're not waiting, they are doing kumba, kumba, physical and vocal practice. Kumba, 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 kumba. Bunny, 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 bunny. And then bunny, bunny comes, I'm doing tiki-taki, kumba, kumba. Bunny, 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 tiki-taki, tiki-taki. The tempo and the rhythm is this kind of. So then I will show you this system. So the bunny bunny comes to the center, and those red dots from the sides, they turn to the center and they are doing tiki-taki. So from the center, he will send probably, or she will send to another. So those red dots on the side will do tiki-taki. Yes, and they will send somewhere else, and the red dots on the side, they will turn into the center and they will do tiki-taki. So, and we have already 3 different kind of physical movements, funny, very funny movements. So this exercise does also, it aims for like to warm up the voice, the emotions, to get to know each other. And yeah, if it's in the morning, it's really helpful. So we have 3 tools, and the fourth is like the oral, the vocal is like New York. So we have this kind of voice and term New York. Yeah, like a name of the city, New York. And the New York comes from the, what I said, like this is the bunny bunny, then it's tiki-taki, and one on the side, the second on the side. Yes? So when it happens, so we have bunny bunny, those at the same time they are doing tiki-taki, tiki-taki. And since the New York is a shorter, yes, it takes only New York. Since the tiki-taki takes tiki-taki, tiki-taki, so it's twice longer, and the New York is only New York. So New York, we are saying and doing the physical activity on the second part. So it doesn't matter if it's bunny, 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 or tiki-taki, tiki-taki, so tiki-taki, tiki-taki, or bunny, 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 bunny. We're doing bunny, bunny, New York. On the second part of the phrase, the New York comes in. And the New York comes in. What we're doing, we're simply throwing the ball, the basketball ball, into the center, we can decide, but in our game when we were practicing, we were throwing the ball into the bunny person. So it comes back into the center and play goes further. So in this case, we have 4 rhythms, 4 phrases, 4 various physical activities to play with, and also later on we develop it into different kind of rhythms, different kind of compositions, artistic practices, etc., etc. So once again, in the circle, everyone is doing like kumba, 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 bunny, 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 bunny. Tiki-taki, bunny, 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 tiki-taki, New York, bunny, 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 tiki-taki, New York, bunny, 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 tiki-taki, New York, kumba, 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 bunny, 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 tiki-taki, New York, kumba, 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 bunny, 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 tiki-taki, New York, kumba, kumba, and it continues. So it becomes as a song, also as a chanting for the community. So chanting also within the hip hop community, when it's concerts or social gatherings, it also had a particular meaning. And also those circles, being in the circle and standing in the circle, for a group of people, it's really kind of, sometimes it becomes even emotional. Now working with also adults, I witnessed that standing in the circle, facing each other, looking at each other, it's simple, basic thing. It becomes really kind of challenging at some points. So this kind of games, physical and rhythmical games, does help to break that boundary, or to encourage to be vulnerable, to see each other, to spend more time looking at each other's eyes than usually, because we don't look at each other's eyes too often or for too long. It's sometimes in some cultures, or not only in the cultures, it's even considered to be like offensive to look for a bit longer into the eyes. So yeah, this kind of exercises and helps me as an artist to work with different kind of groups, and especially with kids and youth. They really love it. And with this kind of the beginning of the artistic practice, we start and we step into the further development of the artistic idea, if there is any. Yes. So that was my first time explaining like in this kind of way. So it also will be for me as a tool to see and to learn whether it's possible when you are alone to explain this kind of exercise. So I'm now willing to hear something from you. Have you experienced something like that? Maybe Valentina witnessed using different kind of exercises or similar exercises in physical experiences and activities in your case. So you could share maybe something alongside.
Yeah. Last year in January, we were in Iceland and we worked with a group of 100 people. So it was more or less the base that you were saying. Our choreographer doesn't have a b-boy background, so I use different kind of rhythm and different kind of attitude of the body, but it was more or less the same. The only different thing was that the people, when they have to say their name, they have to accompany their name with the gesture, and all the group was repeating the name and the gesture. So I don't know, Valentina, something like this, and then everyone was doing it, and it was not um, in the rhythm working session was not that complicated as yours, or articulated, because complicated sounds bad, and this
Yeah.
is not what I mean, because there was a lot of people and most of them not very young, as maybe you are used to work with. So we took it slower. But as you said, it was very emotional for some of them. First of all, because you put yourself into the condition that everyone is looking at you, you need to move, and you need to, and everyone was wondering like, what is the interesting gesture? Because if I do this, this is not
Yeah.
interesting. I have to do something very, very special. So, but yeah, but the principle that you are using are the same.
Yes. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, it's really helpful to understand also that this kind of as a tool, it's really open to be like changed in any direction according to our experience. Since the Create project is not aimed for only performing artists or dancers, photographers, for any kind of art, so we also willing that to encourage artists to use their artistry, whichever it is, painting, song, writing, whatever, or if it's not even artistry, how to use different kind of yeah, body parts or rhythms or situations or constellations or compositions, to intervene, to include, and to through the one or another artistic practice to experience that learning, the pedagogical experience, the moment of learning, because we as a human beings will learn all the time. So, and depending on the situations which we are in, we learn particular information. And in this program, this method, we are trying also to share our situations and methods which we are using. Of course, there are plenty of them, and there's some more improvised, some are less improvised. We are creating situations where a particular group of people can learn. And what I've also experienced that, and I will show you later on, also completely different target group, which I mentioned in the beginning, like youth in jail, who were imprisoned for different kind of delinquent activities. So same tools, it doesn't matter whom you are working with, it has an effect. So and as an art, for me as an artist, I feel empowered, like art in general has a positive effect on different kind of people, on everyone. So, and the knowledge base which we have, those codes, those experiences, where is it coming from, what is it giving, it just expands the array of possibilities which we can talk about. Like, for instance, playing those games, it can be a simple game, but when we understand that what happens inside in a small community, eye contact, physical gestures, willing, not willing, having different tempos of reaction. Yeah, sometimes the tempo of reaction can trigger conflict, whether it's too fast or too slow. Yeah, we react to a particular situation, and those topics kind of become part of inclusion, the moment of inclusion, understanding myself as an individual, or myself as part of the group of social environment. Okay, so later, next, what we are using, what I am using also, working with people. So I've been doing many different kind of practices of physical things, choreographing, or as exercises. So I will not gonna do it for a long time. So I've been doing it online also for a long time with many different kind of people. So for this one, you can join me for the daily physical activity. So I encourage also Valentina to stand up and just follow my vocal directions. It's not about now shape, form, etc. I will just guide us through a few minutes, and we're gonna try to just move a bit and to scan our body with a physical activity, which is very simple, very slow, and I will try to go through the several bases. So I also use it as a warm-up or as a combining physical and imaginary elements, different kind of metaphors or images, which helps me to to experience the physicality within the body. It's not about something imaginary, metaphysics. It's all about the body and physicality and the sensation. So so just if you would love to, just stand up and so what we're doing, we're finding the symbol, finding this spot in the space. So just feel yourself comfortable. And what I'm starting doing, I'm just lifting and transferring my body from one leg to another leg. Just by pushing. I push from one leg, and in this kind of moment, I transfer my weight. So I'm not trying to rush, I'm just pushing with one arm, leg, foot to another one. And I start like shifting my weight from one side to another one. And I also try to engage all of my body, very slow, floating sensation. So this kind of pushing and receiving continues all the time, and the rest of the body is just simply, I'm just trying to look for stretching moments without taking too much of an effort. So very easy, very light, so simple float. Imagine we are floating in liquid. It can be water, it can be anything, but we're trying to wake up our body and to look for as much as possible body parts which would engage at the same time. So my hips, my shoulder blades, and I'm trying to avoid hanging parts. So by hanging parts, let's try to lift our arms, lift our arms, and try to drop them. Relax, just drop. Do nothing. Let's again lift. We're lifting and dropping. Whoa. Without any effort, not trying to rush it or make it faster, but just lifting and dropping. So now my arms are hanging. And once again, let's lift and try to drop into movement with the whole body. So I'm dropping and I'm into movement right away. And all of my body parts are floating within the space. So trying to add as much as possible turnings. Turn your elbows, shoulder blades, open up. If you want to stretch somewhere, you can stretch. It also starts some yawning sensation. We can yawn if it's in the morning. So I just thought about it and I right away yawn. So as much as I can, I try to float with my body parts and try to use, I can see Marco, you can engage more with your shoulder blades. Try to lift your arms. And body and chest. Let's try to lift our arms, don't stop moving, and keep them on the side. And let's try to engage more of our chest now, So I'm trying to, holding my arms here, but playing with my chest more with spinning and rolling and twisting my chest, yes? And let's try to touch our shoulder blades behind, yeah? Which means with my arms, I'm trying to move a bit back, yeah? Keep your Marco arms up, yeah? I know that burning sensation is there. So we're touching it and we're opening, yeah, to the front. So my armpits, they're kissing each other in the back, opening up the chest and kind of hugging someone, yeah? So the distance in between the shoulder blades becomes bigger. And again, touching shoulder blades and opening. And let's keep our arms for a bit more longer lifted. Yes, this burning sensation is just the sensation. Physicality, which we have to cope with. Yes, lift your arms, Marco. Yes. Let's keep them. Let's try to twist in front. Yes, let's twist our wrist in front. Yeah, it's kind of twisting, turning in front. Yes. And let's turn and keep it. Lift our arms a bit further. Yes. Twist and don't stop moving. Twisted shoulder blades in the front and we're moving. The burning sensation is here and it's nice. Yes. Let's twist up. Same, but we're opening up our palms towards the ceiling. Yes, stretch your arms. And the chest and shoulder blades are facing the ceiling. Yes, and don't stop. We are moving, but with the twisting palms towards the ceiling, and shoulder blades are moving freely. Ah, yes. Yes, let's stretch our arms. Let's stretch. Yes. And relax. Ooh. Yes, but don't hang. Yes. Try to look for your now personal way to relax a bit. Your shoulder blades, your arms, your chest, your hips. So continuous flowing. And imagine that the space becomes more thick. Yes, so we need more physicality to cross the space. So if it was very loose now, yeah, let's say 5% of resistance within the space. So now it's like 50%. So I have to grab the muscle and I have to kind of, it becomes, I will show you from here, becomes more, it takes more physical muscle engagement into it, yeah? So I'm trying to pass the space, but with more muscle engagement. Yes. Yes, more of a muscle engagement. So it becomes continuous flow, but with 50% of muscle work. Yeah, like, let's say 70% now. So it becomes like a muscle showing exercise, like a game, but without stopping. So we're going through the images. We can introduce images, social, sports images, physical images. Yeah, going from the image to image, and we are creating already some sort of narrative through the physical activity. 70% of muscle engagement and the whole body, not only arms. Yeah? Let's think about six-pack, chest, back, legs. 85%, so it's nearly, yes, 85%, so more engagement, so it becomes more difficult to move in the space, yeah? Like in the honey. So honey is very thick. So yes. And let's shake, relax and shake. Yeah, relax everywhere. You try to shake, 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 shake off everything. Yes, yes. And from here, I start walking. So if you don't have space in the room, yeah, you can use whatever space, walk around, or just observe me. I always go into the space with this new alive body. Yeah, and I can walk, I can stop, I can walk again. Sometimes I also introduce that name game. So if we're using both exercises one after another, then we can start telling participants names for this kind of activity. We're walking and we're telling one name. So I'm telling Marco, and then we stop. And then Marco has to mention another name of the participant, and then we start walking again. So I'm saying again, Melodians, hop, I'm stopping, and then someone says another name from within the group, and we walk again. And we walk, we're memorizing the game, the names. We can mention other attributes of the participants also. For instance, we can use other like body parts. For instance, black jumper. Okay, black hoodie. Oops, stop. Like green trousers. Okay, whatever we noticed within the room. Yes. Then we also introduce another tool, the source of inspiration. So one of them, I have this kind of old environment around me with different stuff in the space. So you can see behind me ceiling, different kind of curvy. So I'm walking around and I propose for participants to get inspiration from the surrounding. For instance, if I'm talking about the ceiling, so it's kind of some sort of curvy images which can be transformed into my body alignment. Yeah, so something, whatever is in my room. If it's window, maybe I can create some sort of window as a sort of inspiration, choreographic inspiration. And it goes for a bit of while. So we can play with this kind of sort of inspiration by walking, stopping, taking the piece of physical choreography or physical image transformed into my body. And me as an artist, in this way, it's a way of collecting already proposed from the participants, proposed physical outcomes. So I already gathered the information, I can record it, I can write it down, whichever parts I liked, use it, and then put into the sequence of particular choreography or composition. That's also for participants is really important, and it's a different approach when we give them doing something or when we get from them. In this kind of playful, without even thinking way and manner. So in this way we have this kind of the propositions, physical propositions, which also comes from the environment which is around us. And it opens also a chapter afterwards about the source of inspiration, where do you get your source of inspiration, or how to create the performance, or how to create a song, or how it's being created. What is about sometimes, yeah, to talk about what your performance is about. And then at the beginning, as an artist, I was trying to explain for the audience or for the critics what it's about, or was sometimes upset when people didn't get the message. But later on I realized like the experience of each individual creates the outcome. Like, it's not about me as an artist what I will show. It might trigger something, but the experience of the spectator of or participator of the particular activity will be the final result, what he or she gets from the performance, and it's not up to me as an artist anymore. So I stopped explaining or stopped arguing or stopped, like, I right away started passing back the question, what is about for you? What did you get from it? So in this kind of also activity, artistic activity, I'm already doing my research, physical research, from the bodies which are in the room, collecting the material based on the of course my plan, what I want to create. Yeah, maybe, yeah, along according to that I design tasks where the inspiration is like what we see, imagery, or it's more speed based, or it's more maybe emotion based, etc. So it can be diverse very, very differently. And another part is like music. So when I mentioned like the continuation and overlapping things in the first exercise, so I like to overlap and play with the contrasts. So contrast in my practice is really important, and playing also one of the I will tell you now because I remembered. I didn't plan it to share, but one of the exercises, physical exercises about the contrast, or when simple gesture can change completely differently the what we see, the image. So sometimes we also stand in the circle or in the square, whatever, and we say, okay, 5 people at the same time are in the middle, creating a still image. So 5 people, they create a picture, whatever, they place themselves whichever way they want, stop, and then when one decides, leaves out, and another person comes in, and the task is they have to place in that image. And sometimes one task can be you just simply place yourself without thinking, but little by little we start introducing, as an artist, like social context, for instance, or more story behind. So if it was like abstract, I create something very like readable. For instance, someone is standing from the top, like something like that here, yeah, one image, and from over here I will come and would say like something. Don't do, for instance, yeah, someone is stabbing and I create this kind of recognizable picture. So I'm playing with different kind of proposing for the participants and also for you to imagine, and yeah, it opens up also very interesting way of research and artistic practice, and we have made many very funny and not funny performances with this exercise. Yeah, so what we were talking through now.
Yes.
Yes.
If you if you agree, we can if you have more exercises, we can do one more exercise and then go on a 10-minute break, or we can go on a break now and we can resume later.
I think we could, what I was starting doing now, to resuming what I went through now, and if anyone would love to share something from their previous experience, or give a question for me now from this hour, and then go into the break. And
Okay, I don't know if Valentina or Noemi have any questions on what we have done. I don't know if you have any questions.
No, sorry, I just went to fetch my charge because my computer was dying. No, I'm quite okay.
I am curious about one thing, and I just have a question. It's very interesting what we have done, and I think it's very captivating, and it always gets the attention of a person or young people. But my curiosity is,
how do we behave in case, for example, there is a participant, maybe it's young people, and of course the choreography is very light, so we everything is very positive and jokingly. But what if someone is distracted or doesn't want to participate? How do you um, lure them in? How do you captivate their attention? How do you bring them back into the group dynamic?
Well, it happens. Like most of the times, I work with those who come into the group, who come into the practice with their own will. So that's one story. And when we work with a group of people who kind of forced or not used to, let's say, so the strategy has to be completely different. But the tools, I believe the tools are the same. I'm not starting like, of course, you, as an artist, you have to be creative and adaptive, but the tools are the same. So I will show you in the second part of the workshop, like the video from a prison practice. So I used completely the same, but youth who were there, they were kind of more those who tend to resist. So yeah, so I'm looking for the context and situations which could, situations or physical tasks, transform them in that manner to empower them. So the most important thing is to understand why he's resisting or she's resisting. Like, is it like today's mood, or this is the way of showing the authority that I'm the leader and I will show my rules, or it's the, I don't know, he or she is afraid of something, exposing. So it can be very different. So yeah, very different reasons why a particular person do not want to participate. So yeah, through these exercises, without moralizing too much, without yeah, paying too much of attention to one particular person, I'm trying to continue my practice. And if it does not work or doesn't work, yeah, so sometimes it's the right time to just ask to do, to propose for that person to try to do whatever he or she wants to do. Because yeah, during the practice, like, I like this kind of exercise, so we have loads of activities around us which excites us. And if this particular task is not one of those activities, so okay, let's talk about what you're happy of doing. What, yeah, so the proposition of maybe it's a phone, playing with phone, for instance, what happens for kids, or just sitting and observing on the side. So let it be. But so I propose, okay, if you feel happy doing that, so do that. But when you're ready and when you want to join back, you're always welcome. And most of the times, yeah, when I start doing something more, I don't know, captivating, or like, for instance, breaking. Yeah, I always use my breakdance skills to charm them, to make this kind of sensation. So then they start, oh, come on, show more, or I want to do it also. You know, looking for the tricks which might encourage participants, especially those who don't want to participate for one or another reason, how to attract them and make them, I don't know, satisfied or believe in yourself that you are capable of creating this kind of excitement for them as a spectators. Because me as a youth, as a young adolescent, the breaking this, standing on the head or spinning on the head, it was out of the planet, completely different. That what made me yeah, get involved. So by showing, by proposing also other possible activities, what they would love to do, and later on little by little, trying to show them what they could do if they would participate in the particular activity. Yeah, they would gain. So yeah, it depends on the situation, the reading of the situations, especially with disadvantaged groups of people, those who not used to social interaction or used to social interaction with more physical contact, physical activities. So it's completely different. So you have to be sensitive, but also be ready to make the precise decisions in order to understand that we are in the society with rules, and it's really important to obey rules, without, of course, not to showing too much of a confirm your speaking language. What is that?
Thank you.
Do I have, do I have
Probably it's because someone turned on subtitles, so it's asking you to confirm that you are speaking English.
I'm English speaking. So yeah, so it's different kind of situations. But I'm trying to mhm, to sustain my belief in my practice, what I was doing, not to change the plan completely differently. So continuing the plan with some adaptations, maybe different kind of words or language or examples, why, who, with whom we are doing. Yeah, the reasoning is really important. The reasoning for every participant, why we are doing, what you can gain from it as a person. Because most of the times they say, "Ah, I don't like dance. I'm not into dance. I'm not going to be a dancer. Why you are giving me this kind of crap?" So that's the most common answer. And then when you start simple physical activity, like for instance, push-ups or whatever it can be, it becomes not a dance anymore. It becomes something physical, which can give you some other things. So, yeah, the purpose of the task and explanation of it, and be creative as an artist to explain what you can gain from it as precise as possible, not only maybe learning a choreography or something. So it does help in most of the cases.
Okay, thank you very much, Laurinas. I saw that another participant joined, and we have already done the first part of the session. Now we're gonna take a 10-minute break, and we are going to keep on going with the last hour of the session. And yes, so let's take a break, and we are going to resume later. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Eh,
Okay, I think we can start again. Okay, welcome back, everybody. I'm gonna give the floor once again to Laurinas.
Hello, hello. I see Salud also joined us, and Marta at the very end of the first hour. Um, so I will shortly revise what we were doing first hour, and later on you will be able to see the recording of the session. So I was sharing some physical exercises which are helping me as an artist to start to begin the day and session with people, with participants, and talking about youth, or not only youth in particular, from disadvantaged environments. It does help to create the atmosphere of engagement to each other, learning names, learning about our bodies, rhythms. Already I introduced the rhythms and some simple choreographies, or how rhythm has a connection to the choreography and to the playfulness, and how we can through that begin the session itself, the artistic practice, or use it as a tool, as a social interaction among the participants. And it doesn't matter whether it's a Roma children or refugees from other cultures. So we have to be aware of the language barrier, of course, in order to be able to explain it properly, the exercise, and to feel the joy of it. It's easier when it's understandable, the language, but it's really easy to follow. So I was explaining 2 games, 2 tasks, which I use in my practice, and also did a short movement session together with Marco and Valentina, shortly how I continue and exercise my body without stopping, with connecting images with physical sensations in the body. How particular images does help to feel required sensations within the body, whether it's tensed body or loose body. So in many cases, youth or kids or people with stress or with a different kind of outcomes, violent environments, the body is really tense. So we have to look for particular vocabulary and exercises which would help us to feel safe, to relax our shoulders. There are many exercises to relax our buttocks, legs, whichever body part. So this physical activity aimed for that also. In the second part, in this part, I was going to share more videos and talk to you, to explaining what we were aiming for with other artists in particular situations, and which kind of exercises or strategies we were using for creation. So I will be sharing some videos from our creative practice of inclusive dance performance, which we were creating, and with the company Lower Vilnius City Dance Theater, which I'm part of, and also another company from Germany, Resist Dance, or Zilkezet Dance Company. So it was a co-production, and the title of the performance was Lustopia. And we aimed for another target group, like Create. We aim for different kind of groups of youth, whether it's refugees or minorities in particular territories, geographical territories, but also youth with mixed abilities, mental or physical. So in our case, Lustopia had a performer with the Down syndrome in the cast. So we were looking for strategies and ways how to create the environment, artistic environment for him, and also for us to feel free to create. So one of the major piece of information, I think, is, and what I've learned from our partner Zilkezet, was that artistic practice, of course we were doing many compromises, but it was not about the compromise and about the inclusion. It was about the creative practice and the creative process to create a dance performance where one of the participants is with the Down syndrome. Simple as that. We were even tending to forget that he has this kind of particular situation in his life, so we were just creating. We were not working as a we were not aiming for social project or topics. And during the communication period and PR period also, we were trying not to make it out of it a headline. So we were practicing as a simple creative practice with the knowledge what we knew about the particular situation, in order to forget or not to think about the situation which we were in. And in this sense, we felt that that's the real inclusion, when we don't feel that we are somehow, or we are differently, each of us, but also the person who is not so often participating in the artistic practices is part of the project, that the separation is not there. So that was the major aim of the project itself and the artistic practice. So I will show you now several videos, and then I will comment on what we have learned on, or what strategies we used in order to achieve artistic goals. So probably, Marco, I will be sharing my screen, and I'm not sure if you will give me the permission for that, if I need that.
I think you already have the permission.
Okay,
Let's
great.
try.
Okay, then, so show that. So as I mentioned, David has a Down syndrome. He's a performer from Germany, and he participates in many different kind of performances in Germany with the other artist groups also. And in this performance, it's a duet. It's a work in progress. It was work in progress. Can you see the video now on the screens? Anyone? Please tell me. Yes, great. It's a duet. Yes. And David is with the red t-shirt, and Darius, he's Lithuanian. He's 57 years old. So the Lustopia was about intergenerational mixed ability cast. So they're gonna perform a duet work in progress, and I will share later on some insights. Okay, so there was a short, yeah. Could you hear the sound? Was it okay? Yeah, great. So first of all, yeah, just first impressions, please. If you could share anyone first impressions, and then I will share the insights about the creative process or work it was. So as you know, it's a work. It was creative process for the coming for the performance to create a performance, professional dance performance. So yeah, with the diverse cast. Anything, it's kind
Mm.
of.
For me, it's very hard to express something because usually I don't say anything during the creative process of the artist I work with because I know it's a very, very fragile moment. So I will not say anything about this in these 2 minutes that I saw. But what I feel from what you have been teaching us this morning and from the video, that you work with a great base of respect. And for me, it doesn't matter if you are which kind of disability you have. You might have one very visible disability or not. But I feel that if we work with respect with people, then the art usually is above 6 already on a scale from 1 to 10.
Thank you.
From an outside perspective, I watching the video, I really appreciated that. Yes, there was a guide, a direction, but it never felt like the dancer was constrained. It was very freeing, and he was very able to express himself without having to stick necessarily to strict guidelines. So it was very interesting to watch.
Thank you. Switch on this particular moment. Yeah, if anyone else will.
Perhaps Marta wanted to say something.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just going to say that I completely agree with Valentina, what she was saying, that the base of respect and about the about working. I worked in the past with people with disability, and yes, I think it's you said something before about rules, the trying, and it's the same for everybody. I think you have some rules that you have to respect, and is also good even with people with disabilities, and then from then on is constructing work, and I think is sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, ru- yeah. That's for me. For me as an artist, it was really great school. Learning, working with a person with diverse abilities. In this case, was intellectual diverse abilities. Because a little bit about David's situation. So he cannot talk. He talks a bit, but very he talks, but very little. And during the creative process, what we were learning, and we learned from Zilke, who works with David for a long time. She knows him very well, how he responds, how he learns. So we were adapting our creative strategies to this kind of thing, to the creative process. So in our case, David is a great dancer. The choice of music, for instance, the choice of style. He himself is really into breaking. So that's the first point. So the proposition of the choreography, it was developed later on further. We made it more complicated, but the choice is that he's really into it. So that's his thing. He feels empowered doing physical breaking tasks, activities, dances, etc. So another thing, the choice of song also. We were looking for something which empowered him and us, was suitable for the performance. to move to start the performance itself. So in this way we had to find really precise codes which would encourage the particular part to start. So the beginning of the song, as you saw, there's like introduction of the song, so nothing's happened, and then when the beat starts, David knows that that's the beginning. So that's his decision. So during the creative practice, during the creative process, we also were trying to design situations where David who would have to make the decision. Because in this particular situation, he's very good in copying, in learning and memorizing. So in this particular image, you can see that David on the left, he's trying to see what Darius on the right is doing. And in some parts, in some choreographies, when someone of the performers would come in front of him, he would directly change. He would start to follow instead of leading. So in this case, by creating, we started composing the performance or the bodies in the space in order where we need David to follow or any other dancer to follow the group, to be not to be in the front, to be in the side or on the side to see others, or the situations when we need to show the leadership, for instance, of David. So we were aiming not to put anyone in front of him in order for him to decide when is the right moment, but it wasn't improvised. We have the timing. It was really timing, the script, it was written. And we were learning, and he was learning also to make the decision, that the decision of the choreography comes from him. So in this particular situation, he was still trying to memorize, and Darius was sometimes coming in front of him, and then the leadership was changing. In this case, that for Darius, for another performer, was also a new experience. So at some point, he was trying to, like, really visibly to encourage him to continue, that this is your solo, David. You have to lead. And later on, we developed that without this kind of gestures, it was available to share the leadership, even though it was shifting from one performer to another one. So David learned and managed to guide, to lead this duet during the whole performance. So what we learned and what the strategies we were using, so not the composition, where to put bodies in the space. So this piece of information, which comes from David's situation, living with Down syndrome, we took into account, and we made the composition according to that. Composition, decisions, timing, etc. So and he was the leader in this particular duet. As I mentioned, through the creative work, we were creating the performance, we were making sequences, choreographies, different kind of, and as a choreographers and directors, sharing with our dancers, performers, same David. And he was learning very fast, and then we were just putting bodies in the situation. The memory is really, really amazing. He memorized everything what was shared about this particular duet. Yes. So if meanwhile I'm talking, you can, when I share this kind of insights, you can comment or ask or react. You are very welcome. I'm ready to show you more of a short excerpts from our creative process and those insights to share how we adapt our strategies in creative process. So you're very welcome to also react. Yes, the second, I will show you the trio. So the trio from the same performance, we had many different kind of tasks for our performers. And here we will see now the three dancers. Same, David is lying on the floor, Dima and Caroline, they have their own different choreographic tasks, and yeah, we are playing now with contrast of different kind of songs, musics, and what kind of piece of information it can bring for us as spectators. So each participant has had his own or her own task, physical task. So working about lust, topic of lust, lustopia. So we also raised questions, what kind of bodies or personalities are allowed to be lustful, to feel that lust, whether a person with disability or with diverse ability, with intellectual diverse abilities, is like someone who could feel lust, who could feel be sexy, you know, with everything what we have or don't have. So these kind of topics we were discussing within the performance, and also lust, different kind of liking, Lust in German, which has a different meaning. Lust, like, to enjoy music or to enjoy something. So it's not about physical lust. So yes, let's see. Okay, so yes, another example from yeah, we had as I mentioned, trio, and each dancer performer had its own sequence, choreographic sequence, and we were playing with different contrast of music and yeah, imagery, what it can propose. or where it could link. So 3 different bodies, diverse abilities on stage, different age, and expectations from us as spectators are here. Yeah. So maybe you would like to comment anything on that. You're very welcome if you have any. Because we now saw in 2 different now constellations, like where, and it's a duet where the leadership goes on the shoulders of David with diverse abilities, with Down syndrome. So it's one. So now it's like it's shared responsibility in this trio constellations. So everyone has its own leadership and follows their own task within the composition. Yeah, so later on we switched positions, parts, and everything in music. Of course, it was changed towards what we needed. So it's different constellation, and later on I will show you 3rd constellation where David is the part where David is part of it. So since we're talking about including diverse people with diverse abilities. So yeah, that's focusing on different constellations throughout the creative process, which we were designing. So particular, yeah, now the move which you see like David is doing with this, you can at the beginning think what he's doing, but it also comes from his attraction to hip hop and like, yeah, look at me, you know, this kind of boyish action. Yeah, follow me, you know what I'm saying? In dance we quite often using this gesture. So he started with the snow angel, then a basic like kick, and then like follow me what I'm doing. This kind of conversation with the spectators, with us who were spectators, was going throughout this short example. Yeah. Okay, so the 3rd, I will show you the 3rd, where is like David is in the center, so he will be doing same what he did in the trio, but it will be a solo by him. So we're gonna see the same, and it also shows us, yeah, that he in our case, David, he's able to learn through the artistic practice. He was learning a lot, like memorizing, talking more, speaking more, being able. So choreographers, us and Zilke, who've been working longer with David also, that he's learning other attributes. So he starts talking more, decision making, memorizing, and different kind of other things which help in the daily life through the artistic practice. So yes, short, same sequence what he did. Yeah, so we were looking for different kind of ways to 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 learn, basically to learn and to teach what we were requiring for the whole performance. And while I was watching, I remembered you mentioned the respect, yeah, the idea of respect. So in the creative process and working at the beginning, starting especially to work with vulnerable groups of people, it's really kind of me as an artist. I was afraid not to make mistakes, not to show some sort of disrespect, even though I come with a whole respect, my heart and capacities, what I have, artistic practices, tools, to make some sort of positive change. But I felt like afraid of doing wrong things, yeah, that to, I don't know. So through this project also, and idea, and working with David, sharing with Zilke, since she has loads of experience in diverse groups, I learned that respect is like it's there always. And we learned about this particular situation working with Down syndrome, with person who has it, that we all humans, we have all our own storylines in our brains, and we are capable of being part of the society. In our case, like respect, like we were not treating David differently at all. If he is like being lazy, we are like to a pal, to a friend, like kicking in the ass and come on, stand up, let's do it. And we were all enjoying that, and it was part of the behavior which we shared, like not making someone super special. Because making someone super special, as we like here in Lithuania to talk about people with diverse abilities, oh, they are like, now we are in Lithuania in the transition of coming from people with disabilities. Sometimes in the public spaces it's like people with super abilities. So in this case, the exclusion is still there. So we are making someone exceptional, in particular, whether it's in a more negative or more positive way. So we were trying to make it like as horizontal as possible, and to treat that, to feel the respect without excluding or making anyone special. So in this kind of exercises and this kind of three constellations, we can see that the person who has a diverse ability in his mind, his brain, he's capable of managing everything throughout the creative process. So we were not making like it exceptional or creating particular easier environments. Of course, having this piece of information, knowing about particular abilities, we were designing the creative process and the result, but we were not making too many sacrifices in order to change the artistic result we were aiming for. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to share here. So maybe you would like to share something with me also back. Because next I will show you a little bit to see where it came further, like a trailer of the performance itself, the final result of the whole performance, and then I will move to another video from imprisonment, from prison, where I will revisit some of the circle moments, tasks which we did in the first part, and also talk about the symbolics which I use working with youth who are growing in more harsh environments. So we will switch a bit target group. So if we could share some ideas about people
Yeah.
with disabilities here. So please.
I would like, well, yeah, it's sharing and a question also. I would like to, because when I work, some years ago, I worked with special needs group with different special needs, completely different from mental to physical. Uh, and it was in video, audio visuals, stop motion and things like that. And later on, I also work with a group of dance, contemporary dance, and we were doing a documentary on them. And the thing that I noticed specifically for Down syndrome, I don't know, you will tell, there are very different levels of Down syndrome between them. Yeah. So, yeah, so some it's easier, like you were saying, some it's much easier to communicate because they talk, some they almost don't talk. Uh, and I'm not turning my camera on, sorry, because my house is a mess in this moment because I'm changing houses. I'm so sorry. I don't like this, but it's really a mess. And so yeah, with the Down syndrome, there was some challenging moments for us, like a team. We were a team. I wasn't working alone. I realize in some processes that the repetition is very important. Just repetition, not a lot of talking again, especially in movement, but also with the drawing and the video. It was repetition, just repetition, repetition, and at some moment it will fix. But we had some. I'm just sharing, and also to know if something like that happened with it. We have usually when we are working with syndrome, with Down syndrome, we have always this problem. Not it's not a problem. I wouldn't like to say a problem. I would like to say that it's a characteristic, generally speaking, that is very challenging sometimes. And how do we position to that? That is that they usually have a strong libido and they fall in love with some people on the team, and very in sometimes in a very possessive way. And it's very we did it was never a problem in our case. We always had a way of dealing with that in a very natural way. But I can understand in the beginning. I think the first work I did, I was 22, so I was very young. So it was really also confronting myself with a young boy that was really and the girl. When I was dating my boyfriend was the other partner in the team. So there was a girl that fell in love with her. She almost beat me when she found out that I was her girlfriend. It was very easy to solve it. She didn't beat me, but she wanted. and and it was interesting to I don't know, it was interesting to me to put myself in a level much more simple of wanting relationships. I don't know how to explain better this. Like, yeah, it's very, I want this. It's very easy, for them. The very simple, not easy, but very simple. Yeah. And I would like to ask if you had something similar, or how do you deal with these situations? Yeah, just for sharing.
Yes, thank you for sharing. I've heard about this kind of particular characteristics, as you say, that strong libido, and it has a lot in relation to also sexual behavior. They tend
Mm-hmm.
to touch a lot, like especially to break the boundaries. Um, and I've heard from our colleagues who are working with people with diverse abilities, intellectual and physical, maybe more with the intellectual. It tend to happen. That the boundaries are break. Like they tend to go closer if it's male to ladies to try to do something. So or otherwise. So I've heard about it, and as artists, my colleagues and I were trying to yeah, try to find professional ways of yeah, managing that somehow, yeah, transforming the, of course it's challenging for us, and it gets tiring, so to change the maybe attention, to change the attention of the person who wants to or touch you or something, to switch the task right away, be able to switch the task or switch the attention to somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how they were managing that, my colleagues, as they say. And they also shared that, yeah, they fall in love. There was always part of it. So there was someone into someone, and it lasted for a long period of time through the activities. It happens, and yeah, we as an artist, they were sharing different kind of ways how to changing the attention from the or breaking this sensual moment of where it can happen, creating
Mm-hmm.
situations in order not to happen, like physical contact, or how to learn about it, what is right, what is wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, change right away, changing maybe, or putting in couples, for instance. My friends also shared that they were putting in couples, same sex, like male and male, in order
Mm-hmm.
to avoid
Mm-hmm.
sexual harassment
Yeah.
or something.
Because I don't think it should be repressed, the libido, not at all. That was a problem for a lot of years. We were repressing it. No, I think we should assume that they have sexual desire, and that is okay. The thing is, how do we deal with that without repressing? With some of them, it's easy because it's that if we can talk about it, it's much easier. When it's more, when it's
Yeah, in our case,
when
in
you
our
learn.
practice with David, actually, his mother, he had this problem like several years ago. This characteristic, not problem, this
Mm-hmm.
characteristic, tend to behave really sexually or dress out. But his mother worked a lot, teaching him particular social behavior, uh, manners. So
Mm-hmm.
he learned already, and he can, yeah. In our case, David, he really he can dress him up. He clothes changes,
Mm-hmm.
cleans, take care of himself quite easily, and he understands. Yeah, toilet, when it's toilet, you are doing whatever you have to do in the toilet, not in public,
Mm-hmm.
or touching, not touching. He's really essential to this kind of things, and he learned the boundaries. So that wasn't our artistic practice. We experienced that his family did the great job in order to prepare him to be part of ordinary society, on, and also not to get into particular situations would made him or someone else, uh,
Uncomfortable. Yeah.
yes, uncomfortable. So that was already done before us. He was taught,
Yeah.
and in our situation, it was really easy to behave with him, both male to male, me to him, and him to other female partners, to be as a professional artist, to touch each other, to
Of
do a
course.
contact improvisation. So we did everything that. And
Mm-hmm.
at some point, it was, of course, it was happening that he tend to follow more someone, to be spend more time nearby, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing really bad, but to be sticky.
But that is okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
yeah.
okay. So we experienced that, and we were
If.
managing that. So
Mm-hmm.
helping each other as a group. So okay, David, let's go work with me, or
Mm-hmm.
it's too much for me. So another takes, and we were supporting each other as a group, to in order to, yeah, to work with the performance itself. Of course, not to restrain someone, but in order working on the task, as you said, repetition, including
Mm-hmm.
in the task, doing the task, what we need as an artist for the process. But
Mm-hmm.
it's helpful, and that is our strategy.
Yeah. I really think these routines are very helpful also for, of course, if are helpful for everybody in general, but it's really helpful, this routine of, not just the dance routine that you have, the the choreography that you have to remember, but everything, you know, since going inside the place, getting ready, get dressed to do your hitting your body, you know, then going and meeting people sometimes different for each project. So that I think is always positive. For us, is positive. I believe for everybody. Yeah.
Yes, definitely,
Mm.
definitely. And more we include, yeah, through the different kind of artistic practices, more we as a general, let's say, society learn it, and same people with mixed abilities, they also uh, learn, we as a whole community,
Mm-hmm.
how to find the ways to communicate. And in David's situation, yeah, as I mentioned, he's like included in many artistic practices, performances. He like professionally, he performs and earns money from that. So
Mm-hmm.
performer on stage in different kind of theater and dance productions. So which, yeah, satisfies me really. Okay, so now I want to show you the trailer of the performance, just to introduce you how the aesthetics, how it looked, and then we're gonna switch to another, mm, yes, to another target audience. That's the problem.
I'm sorry, I don't know if it's everybody, but I'm not seeing the video.
Laurinos, yes, I was about to say the same thing. We cannot see the video, just hear the audio.
Okay, I will try to share differently. Okay. Okay. Okay, where's my Zoom then? Stop sharing, okay, and share, like if I share here now. Can you see now my screen?
Yes. Okay, now better. Start from.
Can you see the video, the screen? I mean.
Yes, now yes. So you should start from the beginning. Okay, now yes.
Zeig mir dein Gepäck, schüttel du und Heck, dein Tisch ist gut gedeckt, schüttel dein Speck an, schüttel dein Speck an. Zeig mir dein Gepäck, schüttel du und Heck.
Ich hinterlasse Abdrücke. Hinter mir. Unter mir. Über mir. Da ist kein Schmerz. Kein Gleichgewicht. Ich sinke.
Like the other, do I walk like a boy? Do I speak like a boy? Do I stand like a boy? Sorry, babe, you keep asking, do I kiss like a boy? Should I spit like a boy? May I fuck all the boys? Tell me, baby, baby, do I walk like a boy? Do I speak like a boy? Do I stand like a boy? Sorry, babe, you keep asking, do I kiss like a boy? Should I spit like a boy? May I fuck all the boys? Tell me, baby, what about my masculinity? What the fuck is wrong with my body? Am I not enough? Or even too much? It won't be short for you trying. Is it coming through your mind that I don't care to be a man?
Yes, so that's the trailer of the performance where we went through the all of the artistic research we did. So as a short memorization, so it's about lust, different kind of bodies feeling joy of themselves, different kind of situations, eating donuts. Of course, for someone, lust was eating donuts, and especially with the Down syndrome, another interesting piece of information and important, they tend to eat a lot, and their digestion is really, really quick. And in David's situation, he really enjoyed ice cream or donuts. So that's how we also had donuts on stage, because he really loves it. So, and we all of us enjoyed donuts, eating donuts on stage. Yes.
Can I can I add something? It's just a comment, but it's a bit of a personal one. But I really love this type of work. I really enjoyed the trailer because I mean, you have already said it in a million different ways, but I really, really appreciate this project because it's often a side that we don't see. Like, I think that when it comes to people with disabilities, we tend to focus more on yes, physical activities, but more on other emotions like sadness or happiness, anger, but it's never lust, or it's never how yes, and it doesn't really have to be always sexual, but it can also be lust related to food or pleasure in general. So I really love the introduction and the theme of lust through dance and performance, and I think it's a very precious piece of work.
Thank you. Yeah, that was one of the reasons why we dived into it. Yeah, to share and to research what it means. Yeah, and through different kind of tasks, same tasks which did all the performer. David also, we created a narrative and then directed it and choreographed it and put all together. Yeah. Okay. How long do we have? Is it 20 minutes another?
Yes, 20 minutes, but of course, you have 20 minutes max. But if you finish earlier, it's okay too. But you just have to know that you have this time slot, but you can finish when you want within this time limit.
Okay. So I will share with you now one last video from another context, working with different kind of target group, people who were in violent environments, rough environments. So also I experienced that in my artistic practice, working also with Roma people, with Roma youth. They tend to be also in partly rough environments. So it's something similar. And in Lithuania, especially, Roma people were also categorized at some point as more violent oriented minority than the others, because a lot of drug distributions were coming from a particular place where more Roma people were living, etc. So we're more categorized as this kind of people with this kind of characteristics, more violent. So there are similarities. So I will share the video from my other artistic work. It was project based, so it was a couple of times we went there into the prison, and yeah, working with a UK director. So he was working more on directing part or acting part. I was working more on physical and dance part with the symbols which were transformed from physical action into non-contact dance movements. So yes, I will share with you now. So the duration of it is like 15 minutes, but I will fast forward a bit in order to have time to talk to you also.
Paulina,
Yes.
I could not hear any sounds. Is the sound on?
It is on.
Okay. So maybe okay.
Anyone
You
else
hear it?
hear it?
Okay. Maybe it was just me. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
Yes, we're coming into the prison here, so it was not allowed to film. It was allowed to film, but they were really rough.
So I'm going to direct you as actors. I'm not directing you as young offenders. Yeah. What we did yesterday was we're going to make that film. That's the film. What did I do? Yes. Okay. So remember this. You on the computer. absolute silence. Thank you. Okay. Do some sculpture. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, very good. Remember, I'll stand, point up there, go here. You remain quiet. Let him shake. Let him shake you.
And the inmates are directing I was sharing also about the body composition in space, like Salud also was working with space in her practices. So inmates are directing, and the task was to shape the body.
Fog, yeah. Let's talk about fog. 1 second. I want you, remember I'm acting. It's not for real, but I want you to respond to it. What's going on? Come here, boy. Come here. You do it. What is happening here? What have you done? Come here, boy. Come here.
Okay, I understand that you are innocent.
It's not easy. It's not easy to be in the authority. You learn to pretend to have authority sometimes when you have no authority. So we can play with that later.
part where David, the director, was working with them different kind of artistic tools by acting, and the important piece of information, like from the task he did, was like sometimes we learn to be in the authority even though we have no authority. So with the people who tend to make oppress others, they sometimes learn from the environments they're in.
Tai yra iššūkis, tai yra jūsų iššūkis man, arba aš jį galiu priimti ir pabandyti padaryti, lipti per tai, bet jūs turit kažką irgi.
And I'm talking here, I was introducing a dance form like breaking with different symbols hidden in it. So I'm talking about that we have to admit to create a task for each other. For today, for instance, like for that day which we were doing our practice, and try to achieve it. Yeah, like every day is a new achievement. So I was trying to impress them, like Marco was talking about how to work with them, with those who misbehave or show openly that they are not interested. So in this case, most of the fellas were more or less interested and motivated. So I was trying to encourage them and show attractive things, physical things, to ventilate their physical abilities and to prepare their bodies in a different way for artistic practice. So we are preparing, warming up for a dance session. We were doing everything in a circle. In the first part, we exercised also 2 playful exercises in the circle, and the circle has a particular meaning in street styles and in artistic practice, which I use. So everything was shared within the circle, and it is called the circle of wisdom. So gang members were coming together to share their wisdom in the circle, and in order to be closed from the outside, maybe from the police, from other society parts. So the circle and being in circle, sharing in circle, has a symbolics. So I shared also these insights with the artists, with the participants of my dance workshop here, and I felt that was also important for them, because it's easy to relate for them. It was easy to relate because they also tend to go in circles, whisper something or do bad things in the circle. And what we were trying through the simple, that was not simple, but through the simple tasks for them to encourage guys to step into the circle and feel that pressure of the circle, but to expose in this way, in the artistic way, maybe to form a shape, some sort of position or something. So it was really challenging for them. Some of them, they were, you can see that they're kind of, some of them are making fun out of, because it's also the way to protect yourself sometimes, to become a joker or something. This particular guy is not making fun, but some of them were kind of doing these various things. But we were accepting everything and encouraging, to through the physical practice what they knew, to step in and to feel that stress which comes from just simply being in the circle. And it's that we can prove our point without physical contact. And some steps like stabbing, kicking, cutting the head off, or stabbing with a knife, or protecting yourself with different kind of physical gestures. It became simply as a form of dance. And now at the very end, they were asked for them to come into camera and to share how they feel after the session. I will try to translate some of them.
Jaučiuosi nerealiai.
I feel super cool, unreal.
Va čia prie maldos. Man patiko, lauksiu vėl jūsų.
I liked it. I will wait for you again. So it's really important.
Man buvo linksma ir gera.
I felt joy and it was really good for me.
I'm feeling very possibly congratulated with your work.
Yeah, he was trying to
Man labai patiko ir tikiuosi susitiksim dar kartą.
show his English skills. I really liked and I hope we're gonna meet again. I liked it.
Buvo juokinga.
It was funny and he was trying to swear a couple of more times.
Man labai patiko.
I liked it. So it's really challenging for some of the people from rough environments to share anything positive. So yeah, so that was about another context of my artistic practice, which I use, as I mentioned, same tools like breaking skills and knowledge and concepts in order to find the connection and to work with a different kind of group of people from vulnerable environments or disadvantaged environments in order to create some sort of artistic outcome out of it. Yep. So as I've mentioned, so tools in my case are the same, varies the pieces of information which I try to apply for my artistic skills, and in this situation work through it and yeah, looking for some sort of result, or not a result, maybe just a simple spending a time with the people. Yeah. Any last comments, insights from anyone?
Everything okay from me. I don't know if anyone else has comments.
I just want to say thank you, Laurinas, for sharing this with us. It was really nice to see also when you work with people. Thank you.
Valentina.
Noemi says, congratulations.
Thank you, Noemi. Thank you.
Yeah,
Salud.
Salud.
uy, gracias, gracias. Llega un poco tarde, pero me gusta mucho. Gracias.
Salud said, I got here a little bit late, but I really liked it, so thank you.
Gracias.
It was a very precious session. Oh, go, Martha. Yes.
No, it's that it was really good. It's really good, and this last work was also very interesting. And yeah, and
Online, yeah. If you want to revisit it, it's online on YouTube.
okay, on Low Air Dance, yeah.
I'm not sure if it's on Low Air, but I will share with Marco and he maybe.
Can you leave the link
in the comment? I will.
In the comments, yeah.
Good.
1 second, I will share it in the comment. So first, I will share the trailer of our work, and then.
Yep, this is the Lustopia.
Lustopia, and now I will share the documentary made by a photographer and video artist who was also part of this project to document everything. Made this documentary.
Okay, I think that this brings us to the end of today's session. Thank you everybody for being here, and thank you Laurinas for a very, very good session. The videos were inspiring, and I hope that also the people watching the recordings will enjoy what we have done today. So we will see each other next week for a last session of our course. I will send you the details later. And thank you. And I wish you a great rest of the day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Ciao.
Chao, chao.